What's up, y'all, and welcome back to the next episode of Sports Talk with a Lions Fan. Thank everybody who tuned in to the last episode. We had a couple comments. Of course, it's my Boss Up Ball Out brothers, Wolverine Sports Talk said, and of course that's owner Coach Mike Jones. He says that's a fire intro, and I say thank you, brother. I made the beat. I pulled the video from other places, but you know how I get on. And of course, owner Coach Mike Jones is the owner of the Continental Football League's Michigan Arrows, and Professor Kurt Steele, you already know who that is, the name says it all. He says, what up, though? And I say, wazam, man. So, again, thank everybody who tuned in on the last episode. So before we jump into this one, make sure y'all go ahead and subscribe and make sure y'all hit that like if you like what I'm saying. But we're going to start out with today, tomorrow, however it got to go. Monday, March 9th is the beginning of the NFL free agent tampering period. What that means is starting tomorrow or starting today, March 9th at 12 noon, all the way up until Wednesday at 4 p.m., you can enter contract negotiations with the agents of free agents. And then at 4 p.m., that's the official, or 4 p.m. on Wednesday, that's the official start of the NFL free agent year. So we have to be under the cap by that moment. Currently, we are over the cap by like 6.27 or 6.72 million or something like that. Of course, with one swing of a restructure, we'd be right where we need to be. But there's a lot of people clamoring around about what Brad needs to do and what they expect him to do. Initially, I'll say this. Initially, I kind of was saying that, oh, man, he ain't going to do nothing. He ain't going to do nothing because Brad don't be doing nothing. But allegedly, well, ain't no allegedly because he said it on and it was recorded. So in one of his press conferences, he has told us that they plan to be more aggressive this time around. So let's see if things change. We've seen them be super aggressive or whatever, if you want to call it that, and re-signing our own. Of course, we took care of everybody who we need to take care of up to this point. But I don't know. Let's just see, though, if he is active in free agency. I just want to say this. I want to share this with the rest of you Lions fans and everybody else out there. Get off Tyler Linderbaum's dick. If we don't get Tyler Linderbaum, that ain't the end all be all. Honestly, he might not be the best free agent center option out there. I think he's just a name, and I think y'all doing that Mike McDaniel shit again, to where that's just a name. And if we don't get Tyler Linderbaum, that means we ain't gonna win a goddamn thing. It's other options out there, and I'm going to look into a couple of them. One of the options that we may not have to go out there and get is a name that we brought in toward the end of last year, and that's center Seth McLaughlin. I can't remember if he was either a free agent or he got pulled off of the Bengals practice squad. But here's a little bit about Seth McLaughlin. Per Dane Brugler of The Athletic, the medical concerns following the injury led to McLaughlin falling from the third highest ranked center with a third to fourth round grade to falling completely out of the draft. So he was actually pretty darn good, allegedly. Cincinnati Bengals signed him as an undrafted free agent. He made it all the way up until the Bengals final cuts. And then he was one of those final cuts coming out of training camp. Per NFL Draft Buzz, coming out of the draft, starting 24 games for the Crimson Tide. Over the 3 seasons, McLaughlin sought a fresh start in Columbus following a difficult end to his Alabama career, which included snapping issues and intense fan backlash. The change of scenery proved transformative, though. McLaughlin started 10 games for the Buckeyes in 2024, earning Remington Trophy honors, which is the nation's top center, before a ruptured Achilles in the November practice prematurely ended his collegiate career. His remarkable turnaround story culminated with him becoming the 4th Buckeye to win the prestigious award. Talking about that Remington Award, of course. And also, fuck Ohio State. Per A to Z Sports, his strengths are his play strength, his technique, and his anchor. And what they mean by that anchor is he absorbs power rushers with ease and is quick to settle down into his anchor. So, sounds pretty good, right? A reasonably priced free agent center option is formerly of the Cleveland Browns, and it's Ethan Pocic, if I'm saying it right. Pocic. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly. But this gentleman was their starting center, and they had a pretty solid offensive line. And the wrap on him is injury concerns. Of course, that's y'all's man's best way to work deals, I guess. He knows how to pull those strings and get those numbers work correctly with those injured players. So another in free agency, a starting center option for you, maybe. Some center options in the draft. One of them is Connor Lew. And this gentleman goes 6'4", 310 pounds, coming out of Auburn. Per NFL Draft Buzz, his pro comp is Zach Frazier, drafted out of West Virginia in 2024, and he's the Steelers starting center. Zach Frazier had the second lowest pressure rate in 2025. So that's pretty dang good, I guess. The wrap on Connor Lew is he's a much better pass blocker than he is a run blocker. His strengths are outstanding pre-snap processor who sniffs out stunts, twists, and delayed blitzes with a feel well behind his age, or well beyond his age. Sorry about that. So it sounds like some of the things that we struggled with last year. When I was saying one of the things I never want to see again is the offensive line doing like this. It sounds like he may be able to stop the offensive line from doing like that. So that's good to hear. Some of his weaknesses is, of course, he tore his ACL in October of 2025. Recovery timeline likely keeps him out from being a full participant until training camp. So he's hurt right now. Run blocking never matched his pass protection across 3 years. And in 2025, the tape showed regression before the injury hit. So again, he sounds like he's a much better pass protector than he is a run blocker. So maybe he's not the best option for us. Maybe I should have shut my mouth on him because, we like to run that thing. Another name out there and that's Connor Lew. That's for if he's still around at pick 50. The injury may not come back to where we may not have to waste a pick, or I won't say waste. We may not have to use a pick on him at 50. Another option in the draft who may be available later, maybe an option at around 155 is Pro Bowl MVP Pat Coogan, who also was the starter of Notre Dame's national championship run last year in 2024. Pat Coogan goes 6'5", 311 out of Indiana. His pro comp is Alex Forsyth, and that's the starting center for the Denver Broncos. And the Denver Broncos have a pretty darn good starting offensive line. His strengths are he displays nimble footwork, pulling in space, consistently reaching and snagging second-level defenders with proper angles and timing. That sounds real accurate, and I'm going to say that because that's the big thing that stuck out to me watching him during the national championship run or in the college playoffs. He reminded me a whole lot of Frank Ragnow, actually, but one of his weaknesses is his hand placement. He can get wide against long-arm defenders, allowing them to get into his chest and control the point of attack. I didn't read anything about his arm length, but it sounds like it may be arm length issues. So, again, let's just, Tyler Linderbaum, he's pretty good. I'm not sure if he's the best option, or if you remember him playing against us last year, he didn't have the best game. I personally believe Tyler Linderbaum struggles against the bigger boys, the big, strong guys like those true nose tackles and, the guys in the middle like that. I think he struggles a little bit more with those guys, so he may do a little bit better with like the the pass rushing interior defensive lineman. But as some other options, I just gave you a few. So if you have a few names, go ahead and let me know. Let me know down in the comments, man. Of course, go ahead and talk to me. Let me know. Let me know what you think about those options as well. To wrap this thing on up, let's go ahead and do a couple revisits. The first one, Maxx Crosby was traded to the Baltimore Ravens for just two first-round picks. So a lot of people out there, I guess the sentiments are they feel like Brad Holmes did something wrong, or that the Lions somehow missed out on Maxx Crosby. I truly don't believe that. I think that was the decision that was made on that side. And the reason why, because everybody say, oh, he didn't do this, he didn't offer enough. And all they offered was two first-round draft picks. And one of the first headlines I saw about it is that they turned down the Dallas Cowboys. And the Dallas Cowboys have the 12th pick. So the Ravens have pick 14, the Lions have pick 17. So I don't know, but believe what you want about that. Either way, he ain't on the Lions. One thing I do hate to see is Lions fans saying, oh, well, at least he didn't end up in Chicago. Who gives a shit? He ain't end up in Detroit neither. And Taylor Decker has been granted his release, or I guess they're working on granting him his release. the last thing that I saw was that if a trade doesn't materialize, he will be released. But a couple of days ago, he came on out after coming back. He requested a trade, and I guess the Lions are going to. He requested his release, and the Lions are going to facilitate that. I agree with that. I'm okay with that, for the simple fact of, like I questioned the last time, can this guy even still play football? You was just crying in front of us. You was talking about your kids and doing the other stuff, pulling their heartstrings and things, and now you want to come back. But I guess the thing that may have made this turn was the fact of they wasn't gonna pay him the same salary amount, and it wasn't necessarily a restructure to where we work something into a bonus. It's like, no, you're gonna give some of that, or you're not gonna get paid that much. So there it is. So now we are in the market for possibly a left tackle. I think the plan this whole time has been to move Penei Sewell to left tackle, and I think that would be the best option in either free agent wise, in the draft, or otherwise. Penei Sewell is the best left tackle option for us. We also have other offensive linemen that are still there, because all of a sudden I keep saying, oh, we don't have offensive line anymore. It's only Penei Sewell. We do still have Christian Mahogany. We do still have Miles Frazier. And we do still have Tay Rallick. So rather Tay Rallick is going to play right guard or center, we do have some holes to fill, but come on now. I think y'all need to just go ahead and chill out on that. So it's been nice. It's been fun. Y'all go ahead and enjoy the rest of your week. I'll put out another video soon, as soon as the Lions start making some moves. But again, thank y'all for watching. Make sure y'all leave some comments and everything like that. And see you in the next one.